Good Tuesday afternoon. I'm Jerry Miller. Thank you for joining us on the I Love CVille show. It's good to be with you on a gorgeous day outside. We have a good show lined up for you. André Xavier is kind enough to join us. He is the CEO of CVille Travel, the founder of CVille Travel, one of the co-owners of CVille Hop On Tours with our good buddy John Craig, his partner. We're going to spotlight tourism and travel and weddings and catering and transportation in an industry that's certainly taking a toll right now in a COVID-19 landscape. We're live in Charlottesville, Central Virginia, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world on the I Love CVille network. We're an advertising agency. We work with small businesses from our satellite office in New Providence, New Jersey, all the way to Asheville, North Carolina, and we support them any way we can. So we're going to try to tell the story of what is happening out there, in here, everywhere, through the eyes of people who are experiencing it firsthand. That's what we're going to try to do. Judah Wickhauer is our director. Judah, thank you for sitting shotgun with us. You guys, if you could like and share the stream on any of the Facebook pages you're watching this program on, that would be great. And also leave comments in the comment section, and I will pass them along to André Xavier. Erin Lunsford in the 1 o'clock hour. Erin Lunsford is a musician. She will sing a couple of songs today on the I Love CVille show, and we'll spotlight her live stream every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Erin Lunsford is doing a live stream, and she's so super talented. And I'm just excited to have her on the show to talk about the live stream and hear some music. I'm very excited. Judah, I'm going to get André on the phone, give you a heads up from an audio-visual standpoint. I'm excited to bring André back on the show. And André is going to join us in T-minus 20 seconds, and we're just going to get to know what's going on in tourism and travel, in transportation, in hospitality from his eyes. And Judah, let's welcome André Xavier to the program. Thank you for joining us on the show. André, first, how are you doing? And second, how are you personally and the family doing?
Oh, hey, Jerry. Thank you so much for taking on the show. We're doing okay, I'd say, under the circumstances. We're doing probably better than I expected originally. As a family, our son's not going to school, so a lot of time with the family, which we really appreciate. So we're taking advantage as much as we can to, play with him, stay outside as much as we can on the neighborhood. But, it's not easy. Definitely, for sure, is a huge adjustment.
Billy Farley watching the show, he says hello. Brad Langdon, hello. Your wife Charlie, hello. What's up, Charlie? All right, let's talk small business guy to small business guy here. We've spotlighted the trials and tribulations of restaurants, tourism and travel. Educate us, please, André.
Well, so just to give an idea as how important the travel industry, when I say travel, we're talking about different subsegments. We're talking about hotels, cruise lines, airlines, restaurants, weddings. Everyone's part of the travel industry. So 1 in every 10 jobs in the world actually belongs to the travel industry. So this industry has been disrupted, right? So that's, I think, the word I want to choose. It's a huge disruption. We're definitely seeing things that we never even imagined that would happen. Imagine the cruise lines has stopped. There are no cruises going anywhere probably until late June or even early July. That has never happened before. Hotels also, a lot of hotels closures. Even locally, we're experiencing a few hotels that we know well, like the Omni is closed for now, the Graduate Hotel, Boar's Head's closing tomorrow, actually, temporarily as well. South Street Inn, the Albemarle House. So there's a lot of small hotels and large hotels in Charlottesville that are closing. So those staff members will be without a job. So, it's a very kind of concerned aspect of the industry that we're losing jobs day and by day. Every day there's more jobs being lost. So I think that's one of the biggest concerns that we have.
All right, tough question. You can answer this, though. Put in perspective. Ray Cadell is going to join us on Friday. We both have a lot of respect for Ray Cadell, the musician, the realtor. Absolutely. He's going to come on the show to talk about how this is impacting the wedding, catering, category. Throw the same question I'm going to throw to Ray on Friday to you. Travel, weddings, catering, what you do in this area and its impact. Talk to me about the magnitude.
Sure. So what we do. So I have a travel agency that we do a lot of hotel room blocks for weddings. So I can tell you that every wedding from March through June at this point has been canceled or postponed. So the revenue from March through June is gone. And I also do hotel wedding transportation with buses. So again, the same revenue is gone. So the industry locally, we're not going to have revenues for March, April, May, June as of now. Couldn't extend up to July, maybe August. So, with CVille Hop on Tours, we do also, bachelor parties. We do a lot of different type of tours. We're closed. We had to furlough 31 of our employees, which that's probably, for me, that's what keeps me awake at night. I'm concerned about my staff. I worry about them. Worry that the check they're going to get is just not enough for them to support their families. So that's the hard part. That's the hard reality that we're facing right now. As a business, of course, we're entering into uncharted territories that we're seeing negative income. People ask, what is negative income? Pretty much I'm putting the work, on the travel side, I'm doing a lot of insurance claims, I'm doing rebookings, cancellations, putting a lot of hours with no income. So that's what negative income means. But it's part of servicing your clients. I do believe that the travel industry will come back. That is a fact. The question is how long it will take. And also the question is how many tour operators or partners will survive through that. We're seeing a lot of small business already going under, but also we're seeing some larger players in the industry, especially the online travel agents. Those are taking a huge hit. And I think that is going to show is how the travel industry is going to be changed from this point on and once it's all said and done.
I appreciate everything you just said. I respect your vulnerability and your courage, your honesty, and thank you for being real. You have a lot of people watching right now. Ray Cadell says, I can completely relate to what Andre's saying. He's watching. Sharon Baker Evans says, hi, Andre. John Updike, Stephen Aruda, Lee Robinson Tripp, welcome to the program. Give it a like, give it a share on any of the channels you're watching here. All right, so what do we do? Okay, you're a smart entrepreneur. You are a detailed, organized guy. You see ahead. You have vision. I totally see it. It's, we have these characteristics here. Short-term question and then long-term. Short-term, did you go for the payment protection program? Did you go for the federal relief?
Absolutely. So short-term, I'll say that every business is already doing that is liquidity, right? I think we have to find cash right now. Main reason is, a lot of business, we do have obligations. I think we are in a very unique situation that our overhead is much smaller than a lot of our colleagues in the industry. So we're able to really shrink ourselves and minimize our expenses. We cut insurance. We pretty much, as I said, we furlough staff. There's no payroll right now. We're cutting every expense that we can. We did apply for all the federal grants and loans options. But as you know, right now, no one knows what's going on with that fund. So the big concern that I do have as an entrepreneur for every business owner in this country is, will the money arrive on time? Because we got into April, May is coming up. There are rents, there are mortgages to be paid, there are big responsibilities that people need to come up with the money. That's the concern. So the federal government, I'm sure, is doing a great job coming up with those programs, but I think the execution is lacking and no one knows even how the application works or how the money's coming to our hands. So that is a concern. But to answer your question, small business liquidity is the key right now. Find cash, hold on to cash, because you will need it to be in a better position once everything starts coming back.
Valuable information from André Xavier, seasoned and talented entrepreneur and CEO. Questions coming in. Kate Elwood, we will get to your question. Sharon, we'll get to your comment. Your wife, Charlie, has a comment. Tim, we'll get to your comment here. Same for Chris's comment. Keep them coming on the feed. I'll relay as many as possible to André Xavier here on the I Love CVille show. Erin Lunsford for live music in the 1 o'clock hour. Furloughing 31 employees. Jeebus. On the rankings of hardest things you've ever done in your life, I mean, it's got to be up there.
Absolutely. That is probably in the top 3 for sure, because I know that some and all of our employees do rely on that income. And I know that they have families just like I do to take care. And, the biggest concern I have is unemployment, because as of now, Virginia unemployment has not kicked in the 600 federal uh, income per week. People are getting the minimum. They're getting, $200 or so a week, not enough to survive. So that, as I said, it does truly keeps me awake at night. And as soon, I think that's why it's important that the federal government get the PPP program rolling as soon as possible, because the moment we get the cash in, we're bringing back the staff, right? Even when we not have the business right now, we'll find things for them to do so they get paid. I think that's the urgency that we have, is we need the federal government funding to come in as soon as
Yeah, I've
possible.
been saying that on this show as well. I think André Xavier is 100% right. We emphasized this with U.S. Congressman Denver Riggleman on this program on Friday. Getting the cash and the relief in the hands of the entrepreneurs and the small business owners ASAP is paramount to creating sustainability with the small businesses. I mean, it is fragile, fragile, fragile right now as we speak. Andre, throw the pivot question to you. We're seeing restaurants pivot. Wilson Ritchie, owner of many restaurants, his dishwashing team at the Whiskey Jar is washing vehicles now behind the Whiskey Jar to try to get some kind of money for the dish team. Patty Bowden at Animal Connection and McIntyre Plaza behind CVille Coffee, she realized that Chewy.com is on a 7-day delivery for its dog food, so she's trying to do it in 1 day to try to figure out and make some money here. She's pivoting. The pivots that you can do, I mean, yours is a little harder, right? Because it's tied to a physical vehicle.
It is challenge. I can tell that John and I, my business partner, we've been thinking in every possible way, what can we do to, create business, generate income. It's just that we are affected by the lack of tourists, right? So our business is based on visitors. Let's say 89 to 90% of our clients are from out of town. We also rely on our partners, the wineries, breweries, distilleries, ciders. They're all closed. So truly, the pivot aspect here, it is a challenge. And to be honest with you, as of now, I don't have an angle to explore. I've been thinking about, looking at the trends and thinking, well, how is the scenario is going to be once we get over this hump. And we do have some ideas, but at this point, it's just the unknown is the challenge. No one knows what direction things are going to go. That's the true challenge, is the unknown.
Interesting question for you. August 12th, 2017, in the period right after A12 versus the period we're living now, from an impact on this industry, which was more impactful? I know it's hard to say because right now is in flux and we're living it. Can you compare and contrast at all?
Right. Yeah, actually interesting. So August 12th for us locally, hop on, we did not see a decline at all. We saw actually an increase of local folks going on tours to get out of Charlottesville. And then on my other company, CVille Tours, we saw an increase of Civil War history tours shortly after. So I think for us, particularly, was a complete opposite effect. We increased our business to a degree. With this COVID-19, we came to a halt, like overnight. And that's something that we never experienced. I cannot remember in my over 10 years of being in business that I can remember any situation that reflects what COVID-19 has done to our industry.
André Xavier on the Dominion Custom Homes hotline. He's live on the I Love CVille show. This man, a talented entrepreneur and multi-business owner in the Commonwealth, and his businesses service much of the Commonwealth, much of Central Virginia. How has the team responded to the furloughs? Did they understand?
They did, actually. That's probably makes even harder as well, that the fact that they understood and actually supported us on that decision, because it makes me proud to a degree that they understood the angle we're coming from, why the furlough. We need to keep the business alive. That's the whole mission. So we're making sacrifices to keep the business alive, and then once the business survives, we can bring everyone back. And the hard part is the business we're doing so good, Jerry. Like we were crushing the beginning of 2020. Like we're over 30% ahead of last year. And our projections were amazing, and boy, it did put a stop to it. But as I said, once everything comes back to normal, I'm confident that we will resurge. We have an amazing team. They're hard workers. They will come back and they will grow with us again. So we're confident that that will happen. The question is when.
Some of the Hop On Tours team members are watching now. One of them left a comment. Sharon Baker Evans works on Andre's team as a team member and John Craig's team. She says, Andre and John Craig truly are the best business owners and bosses. They truly care about every member of our team and our welfare during this pandemic. I could not be more grateful to be a part of this team. They are checking in daily on us, even offering food supplements if there's a dire necessity for our staff. I love stories like this. Bob Shada, welcome to the program. André Xavier, Joshua Tracy. And by love, I mean I love the understanding and the teamwork. And this is basically what you get from a local business as opposed to like a mega national chain here. Let me throw this question to you. What are you watching? You are Brazilian. You travel more than anyone I know. You have a global perspective. What are you watching as a small business owner, as a guy who has a feel for economics and trends, and turning this ship around for a positive, please?
Absolutely. So I think I'm using a lot of my so-called free time when I'm not on hold for 5 hours with the cruise lines. I'm trying to educate myself, taking a lot of online classes. Master class is one that I'm doing a lot of that. But also, as on the economic side, I'm watching to see what the trend is going to be in regards, in particular, to the travel industry. I think we're going to see a huge demand for local travel. I think the US is going to become a very important destination, which is great for our economy. So people will be traveling more domestically. I just think that cruise will change how people are cruising. There's two school of thoughts right now, or people are going to hurry and come back because there'll be a lot of good deals on, or people kind of stay shy and stay away from cruises. I think locally we will see a good amount of business coming back to us. I think because of our location, DC, Northern Virginia, people will want to travel and they will come locally. That's my hope. But I also have to be aware and sensitive to the economical state that we're going to be. Once we resurface, will people have disposable income as they currently had 2 months ago? That's still to be unseen. But I think as an investor as well, I think stock market right now is a good time to watch. I would say right now just watch, because it's going to keep going down. And there are always an opportunity during crisis. So that's what I said. If you have liquidity, if you have cash in hand, if you have a good credit, that you have buying power, you might be in a good position to really capitalize on the opportunities that will come from that crisis, right? But it's hard to survive and be in a position to buy anything. So, but it's a fine balance that I think people should try to achieve, because that will be financial opportunities after it's all said and done, for sure.
What are the opportunities you're seeing locally?
Locally, Charlottesville is a little different, right? I'd say real estate might be an area that will be some opportunity. Too early to tell. But I think a year from now we might be some more inventory, might be some better pricing. I'm not an expert, I'll say, in real estate, but I think that's my gut feeling overall. But Charlottesville, I'd say, is a stronger market than anywhere else traditionally. So I think we won't see that as, let's say, strong here in this area for sure, maybe compared to other places.
André Xavier, a couple more questions for him. He's crushing it right now. Welcome Kelly Dow to the show. Cat Soul Music, hello. Thank you for watching. A couple questions we will get to here for you. This question is an interesting one. And this is coming from Tim, who's watching in Belmont. He says, André, do you think this is going to encourage travelers to be more interactive with local contacts and travel as opposed to online traveling options? COVID-19. What are your thoughts on that question?
Yes, absolutely. So we're already seeing that the so-called OTAs, online travel agencies, Expedia, Priceline, Book It, they are being crushed because they truly get customers that experience the lack of customer service. I cannot tell how many dozens of emails or calls I received right when that started about 4 weeks ago up to last week of people who booked their trips on Expedia, Priceline, asking for help to cancel or get a refund because Expedia will not answer their phones. Bookit.com went under, it's closed, leaving travelers stranded in Mexico and other places. So I think people will realize the value of a local contact. They will realize the value of using a travel advisor on their town. They will realize the value of using a local tour operator on their town they're going to versus using the online portals, which in a way could be a positive change because the small business will benefit more. But I truly think that will be a change. I think the Airbnb industry is going to change as well. People are definitely going to be going back to hotels more than Airbnbs. And I think that will affect the whole real estate aspect because a lot of people invested in Airbnbs. They're going to see definitely a change on
Can
that
I jump
aspect
in on
for
that?
sure. And
I'm going to throw this to you.
Yeah.
I 1,000% agree with you. Just a few days ago, Airbnb, massive outside investment into their business, skyrocketing their valuation. But I think when we come out of this is how I'm going to want to travel, and I think how a lot of consumers are going to want to travel. I'm going to want to contact an André Xavier. I'm going to want to stay in a hotel that I know that's been serviced and cleaned by professionals, because my wife is going to have anxiety about our little boy coming with us and making sure that he's healthy and safe, and I'm going to listen to what she completely has to say. I think this is going to completely push the judges' scales. The judges' scales for so long were tipping in favor of the Airbnbs because they were affordable and approachable
Absolutely.
and easy to find. And it was like authentic and real. And you're like, oh, this is what Charlottesville feels like. Now I think the judges' scales are going to go to hotels for the clean factor. Andre, jump in here.
No, that is absolutely correct. And that trend, when I'm speaking about those trends, I'm not speaking out of my online research. Now, my agency is a part of Virtuoso. Virtuoso is an international consortia of travel agencies around the world. So that data is coming from around the world, from China, from different markets that's already starting to see a recovery. And that's what they're seeing over there. So it's just a matter of time, once we are recovered as an economy and, borders are reopened and people can travel, that's what we're going to see. And, it's interesting how, the economy changed, right? So 2 years ago, Airbnb was an amazing investment. So now, not so much. So I think that will affect the real estate market as well. So it will be interesting to see how that change. But also talking about travel, I think the next trend we're going to see is people will want to travel into nature much more than just larger cruises or big, congregations of people. So I think safaris and national parks and all those things will be very popular when time comes as well.
So what I'm learning from you, and thank you for the knowledge. So basically what you're saying, when the trends are indicating to you, when people return to travel, they're going to want to travel domestically in the U.S., they're going to potentially want to stay closer to home. They're going to want to stay in a hotel type of setting because of cleanliness and professional cleaning crews. And they're going to want to be potentially in an outdoor setting that's not very dense in population with the people around them when they travel. I would say all that's positive for Charlottesville and Central Virginia.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you. And I think, we'll be within phases, but I think Charlottesville, we are positioning to be a faster recovery than a lot of other destinations because we're not a city destination, we're an outdoor destination. So I think that is the hope, but I think we do have enough data to back that statement. So I think it will happen for sure.
John Craig, your partner, has posted a good question. It's also on my list of questions. John, very good question. Boutique hotels are shooting up everywhere. We have Quirk Hotel 2.0. on West Main Street.
Right.
And Paul Cooper is going to join us this week on the I Love CVille show to talk hotels. Okay, I wanted to let you know about that. Paul Cooper is going to join us, guy, on the Cork team. You got Bill Chapman has got a boutique hotel in JPA. There's boutique hotels everywhere. Oakhurst, right. John is asking, and I think it's a good question, and Brian Combs, welcome to the program. Boutique hotels versus like an Omni or like a Marriott or like a high-end or national brand. Compare and contrast their mindsets right now, advantages, who's going to make it out of this?
Right. So I think when you talk about hotels, as you mentioned, there are different categories. We have resorts, like a Keswick Hall, Boar's Head. We have a city hotel, like the Omni Residence Inn. And then we have the boutique hotels, like the Oakhurst and Cork. I think all of them are going to do well. I think in the beginning, the boutique hotels will do better at first, because those we call them transient travelers, like you and me, small families, people traveling. Smaller hotels means less people around. So I think that could be a good choice at first. Larger hotels like the Omni and Graduated and Boar's Head and Keswick, they will rely a lot on corporate travel, which corporate travel could take a little longer to come back. Really depends on how well the business come through this whole thing, right? How much bailout money they receive, how much incentive. So a little unknown on the corporate, but I'd say at short term, smaller hotels will do better, and also resorts, I think, will do better as well.
Great stuff. You're killing it. Let's close on this note. Final word for you, anywhere you want to go. Restaurants are hurting. Small businesses are scared.
Yes.
Travel and tourism is drying up. Charlottesville is uncertain of the future. But because we're entrepreneurs and because we love our community, we still cling to hope and for potential brighter times. André Xavier, anywhere you want to go.
Right now, Jerry, I think you're absolutely correct. Hope is the word that we all should embrace. Tough times don't last. Tough people do, right? So I think we just have to hold on tight to, as I said, liquidity, cash in hand. Position yourselves to be in a better spot once everything comes back. I know it's hard to do with no job. I know it's hard to do with no businesses, but liquidity means a lot of things. You can borrow money. Interest rates are low right now, so there's a lot of things can be done. I'd say the community as a whole, we have to support each other. I think it's important to order takeout, buy gift cards. I think that's huge. I think it's important to take the time to not be so worried. Of course, it's not easy to say, but don't be too worried about the unknown, because you can't control that. Focus on the future. Try to see the opportunities and how to position yourself to be successful once we come back. I think take the time to better yourself. There's so much online content right now. Try to really take, classes, just watch a lot of good stuff. Though, of course, we all love Netflix, but try to minimize that time spent there. Try to better yourself, because knowledge is power. And with knowledge, we will come through that, and we'll come back and stronger than before. And I truly mean that. It will take time. It's not going to be easy, but we will come back for sure.
André, that's beautiful. You killed it today. You absolutely killed it today.
Thanks.
Dude, you're home. This is the new crib, right? And I'm not going to say where. I know where it is.
Yeah.
I know it's the new crib.
No, I'm a Cascadia.
It's beautiful.
It's awesome. Love Cascadia. Charlie did a really good job painting and choosing a lot of the insides, so we're very blessed to be here. Great community. Great, lot of families, great neighbors, so we are blessed.
It looks beautiful.
To be where
Charlie,
we are.
you did a hell of a job. You got great taste, Charlie. Thank you, my friend. I'm so grateful. Yeah, you have a good one. André Xavier, guys, support local. Book with André Xavier, CVille Travel. Book a tour with CVille Hop On Tours. Support local, support local, support local. Judah, I'm going to have those stories that we're following closely. Get ready to cue those up, my friend. The first one I want to throw to you is the Warner in parentheses of Warner. Erin Lunsford is going to join us in a couple of minutes, about 5 minutes. Erin Lunsford, if you're watching, about 110, 112. Erin Lunsford is going to sing some songs, play the guitar. We're going to highlight her live stream today at 7 p.m. on her Facebook page and her Facebook channels. Erin Lunsford, about 110. First story, put it on screen, Juno Warner. I'm following this one closely. André Xavier talked about it. I'm getting the green from Judah that's on screen. Mark Warner says there are issues with small businesses getting the relief package ironed out. And I'm going to tell you what, this right now is something that should concern everybody. This was reported 16 hours ago by Allison in the Daily Progress. She does a hell of a job. One of the keys for this community, and get ready for the next slide, Judah. One of the keys for this community, ABC, Judah, is in any community, is the small businesses, and Andre emphasized this, getting the relief package very quickly. That is right now critical. There's two critical keys here. The most prioritized critical key is maintaining social distancing, flattening the curve, and everybody getting healthy and going in the right direction so we can go back to living in a healthier world. Go back to doing what we want to do, not being quarantined. We need a quarantine for the best of mankind. The second key to watch is the relief money coming quickly. Another story that I followed closely, ABC on screen, Judah, is Virginia ABC making some changes. Did you guys follow this? Virginia ABC, this just hit the news cycle, is temporarily allowing distilleries to ship directly to in-state consumers. I was shocked to see this. And ABC, kudos to you. I think all the grief that the ABC gets is deserved, and the ABC is so unnecessary and so antiquated and 100% should be removed from the equation. It's just bureaucratic bullshit, the ABC. Yes, you heard me say this. This right here, I'm shocked that they do this. I should give them some props. They're temporarily allowing the distilleries to ship directly to the consumer as opposed to the consumer having to go to the distillery to pick up the booze. And right now what's happening in COVID-19 is if I wanted to get some booze from Vitae Spirits, which I have on set over here, studio camera, Judah here, Vitae Spirits right over here, the silver flask. If I wanted to get some booze from them, I would have to go there, wait in my car, and then they would have to come up and bring me the booze curbside. ABC is saying you can ship directly to the consumer. Finally, the ABC making something that's positive for the distilleries. I think if this stays into effect, ABC has a tendency of keeping laws like this into effect in perpetuity. Hopefully that happens. But if it does do this, the ABC must realize that it's slowly cannibalizing itself. It's just an unnecessary evil. Judah, let's go to Jim Duncan's Twitter feed. This is something else that I'm watching closely. I saw this on Twitter today. It's the one that says parentheses Duncan. It's on screen. Excellent. So Jim Duncan, the fabulous realtor for Nest Realty, visited Charlottesville today, and on Twitter he posted this. He ventured to downtown Charlottesville, and this is a picture of ACAC, downtown Charlottesville. They have started construction. The Apex building is starting. Put the next photo on. Of Jim Duncan's picture. You see, that is the parking lot of ACAC right now. Construction is starting. It's a smart move to start it because the gym is closed. I'm a member there. I personally miss going there every single day. I miss playing racquetball 6 days a week. It was how I burnt calories and how I exercised. As a result of COVID and coronavirus, I haven't done the freshman 15 for college. I've done the COVID-19. I put on literally some serious weight because of this situation here. I miss going to this parking lot and parking and going and playing racquetball at ACAC. But to update you, and this is news, this project is starting. Jim Duncan, realtor, Nest Realty, that's his photo right there that he posted on Twitter. Follow that closely. I would love to get this project started and the timeline going. Wouldn't you? And that way we can get back when the gym opens up again to parking there sooner than later. Judah, what I'm going to try to do is get Erin Lunsford on the line. Erin Lunsford is a talented singer-songwriter. She has a live stream tonight that we're going to highlight and promote. We're going to continue to update you with stories that I find across social or in the news cycle that I think have value, because all we're trying to do with the platform is just educate you what's happening out there and a brave new world. And I think one of the cool things, and Aaron, we're about to go to you, I think one of the cool things that is happening today is musicians using live streaming to keep their content out there And most importantly, to give us something awesome to engage with on our news feeds that's not like political bullshit or bickering and nonsense. I love the live streaming. It's the democratization of music for the musician. The musician in Charlottesville now essentially has the same tools at his or her disposal as a big-time musician because everyone is stuck inside somewhere with a phone in their hands. And on that note, why don't we go to the live stream, Judah Wickhauer is our director, and let's welcome Erin Lunsford to the show. Erin, last week we talked to you. We got our day was brighter because of it. We're talking to you a week later. We're going to get to hear one of the best vocalists out there. I'm so pumped about that. How are you doing 7 days since coming on the I Love CVille show?
I'm doing great. I'm hanging in there. I released my album on Friday, so that's my big news since we spoke last. And it's going well. I mean, I was supposed to have a whole tour around it, so I'm just trying to get it out there digitally and get people to stream it and buy it and stuff like that. But it's going well.
I love it. A new album out there, super pumped for you. So what are you doing? Any tips for the viewers? I mean, are you getting stir crazy? Are you maintaining your sanity? I have to get out. I miss seeing folks. Tips for the viewers, Erin Lunsford.
Outside is definitely helping me. I've been taking walks. I went on a bike ride yesterday for the first time in probably 5 years.
Nice.
And that was glorious. So, getting some sunshine is really helping me. And doing these live streams, like anything I can do where I get to see somebody else's face is a good thing.
Was that around Richmond, the bike?
Yeah.
Yeah? How's Richmond doing?
It's good. It's quiet right now, but all good from what I can tell.
Well, before we hear some music here, what's going on at 7 o'clock?
Ooh, good question. Tonight at 7, I'm live streaming from right here. This is like my home office setup. And I'm doing a live stream every Tuesday. I'm trying to keep them weekly. So every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they all have a different theme. So tonight's theme is covers. And I asked people to request covers for like a couple weeks. And I got kind of inundated with covers, so I couldn't get them all in. But I've been basically busy the last 3 days trying to learn all of them. So that's tonight at 7 p.m.
Awesome. We'll be tuning in. Are we going to hear one now?
I can do a cover now. I was also going to play you one of the songs from my album that I dropped this past Friday.
Do whatever you want. Show is yours, Erin.
Let's see here. I'll do an original first, and then maybe I can do a cover. We'll see.
Awesome.
So this first one I'm going to do is How Many Birds, which is the first track from my album, The Damsel, that released on Friday. It's about being single for an eternity. Woohoo! Did I really want rain on my road? Cracking my shield gets deeper as I go. Did I really want to change everything? Or did I want it to all stay the same? Stay the same. How many birds fly south on their own? Who's in the air? Who's already gone? And who says they like it when deep down they don't? How many birds fly south on their own? Winter had crept up my back like a chill. Lonely was the only way that cold made me feel. Spring was forcing its high on my heart. Don't know the way, why can't the seas just part? Why can't the seas just part? How many birds fly south on their own? Who's in the air? Who's already gone? And who says they like it when deep down they don't? How many birds fly south on their own? On their own. birds fly south on their own? How many birds? How many birds?
Oh, that was so good, Erin. That was so good. Oh, man. And listen to the props you're getting. John Kelly's watching right now. And John Kelly says, that's one of my all-time favorite voices right there. You're getting props from so many different local musicians right now. How much do you miss seeing the people and interacting with your fellow musicians?
I miss it a lot.
Yeah?
The thing I love about performing is getting to connect with people, you know? That's the fun part, but live streaming is a close second.
Close second, and you're being so kind. You and I both chase human connection. I miss the live interviews, sitting next to someone and just making the connection. You do it in a similar but very different way. I know exactly what you're feeling. More people are asking for an encore, encore, encore. Momo Zalata, welcome to the program. 7 different states watching you right now, Erin. Can we hear one more?
Yeah, of course. I'll do a cover for you guys. This is one of my favorite covers. It's kind of lighthearted. This is Joni Mitchell's Big Yellow Taxi.
Okay.
They paved paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, boutique, and a swinging hot spot. But don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum, and they charged the people $1.50 just to see them. And don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on me apples and leave me the birds and the bees. Please, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. And don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. And don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
Oh, you have such a gift. You are the best.
Thank you.
Just brighten everybody's day. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's our pleasure. 7 o'clock on your Facebook personal and on your musician page too?
Yeah, so it'll be on Erin Lunsford Music, and it'll also be on Erin and the Wildfire, and then also on Instagram on Erin Lunsford Music.
Nice. Watch her live stream, donate, support, just tune in, like and share. 7 o'clock tonight. Erin, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jerry.
You have a good one. Erin Lunsford, boys and girls, she crushed it. She is so talented. And I'm so grateful that she's come on the program today. Watch her live stream tonight at 7. One of the cool things that I'm seeing happening in the last 30 days or so is that musicians are live streaming. It's the democratization of music. So a positive I'm seeing here, they are more empowered and championed than ever to create a platform and a brand to get their content out to thousands of people in a free capacity. And that is exciting. That's exciting. All musicians, quarantine right now. So I'm really enjoying getting to know some of my favorite artists from, a different capacity of having a beer at Miller's and watching them, or going to the Jefferson or the Southern and watching them perform, or Locken and watching them perform. Now I'm seeing them, like I just saw Erin, like in her living room, in her home. It's awesome. It's authentic. It's a close second, as she said, to the in-person experience. Tomorrow's program, 12:30 on the I Love CVille show. Roger Voyenze is going to join us at 12:30. We're going to also spotlight some stories and trends that we're watching on screen here on the program and just bring community to you. We're all in the same spot. There's a little bit of solace there, and that we're all in the same spot, right? There's a little bit of solace. We're just going to try to bring a little bit of community to you in this time. I'm Jerry Miller. It's the I Love CVille show. We will see you tomorrow at 12:30.